Hello, it's Steve, Dichroic Glass Man. It's a pretty bright day out today. Well, I should say it's warmer than it is bright. We're having some really good weather here in Asheville. Well, staying inside and creating, and along my avenue of what I've started now, these cool little trays. I just love these guys. They are so cool when you see them and hold them. Their energy. Anyway, I'm going to explain, expound, what have you, because I'm going to sell the glass, as you can see in this pile right here, to support this, if this is something you're into doing. This is called fire polishing. We're not going to do a full fuse. This glass is borosilicate. This is really, really hard glass, folks. This, in fact, for most people, including myself, it's the hardest glass we'll ever come in contact with. It has a coefficient of 33. Boro is the same as Pyrex for the most part. So you're talking about this glass can go from the freezer into the oven. Like, I know, that's crazy. Which is really cool for security because these are tempered glass. I mean, these things ain't gonna pop. Not like, you know, the regular glass would. But out of these two trays that I bought recently, and put kiln wash on them. This one hasn't been fired yet. This one's been fired 5 or 6 times, and just like then no stick, just flops right out. With this kind of kiln, this is an even heat kiln, and the reason I'm advocating this kiln for $396 delivered to your front door, manual kiln, you can't beat it. So what I do is I set my timer for 42 minutes. I put it on high and set my timer for 42 minutes. Peek in, and if they're not totally sunk down, like you can see, almost like 4 corners. If they're not sunk, I'll give it another 2 minutes, because when you open up your lid, you're going to let go some of the heat. So you're never going to say 30 seconds. That ain't going to work. It's got to recover itself and then some in order for you to benefit. So I just stick these little guys in there. I grind my edges because I have a lapidary wheel. You might have a lap wheel or a disc grinder. But I make sure that my edges are nice and clean, and I round out my corners. There we go. I round the corners out because once it's been done, these are just really smooth. It's really nice to the touch. So, get my camera in focus here. Why are we not working, camera? Anyway, you get the idea. It keeps nice little round. But out of this one here, it takes a 3" by 3", which is this size, or if I choose to make them 2.5 by 2.5, as you can see, they're a 1/4 inch smaller falling in. You could literally make even a 1/3 size. 2.5, you could do it possibly a 2, and it would have a tiny little lip. Out of this one little tray, you might get 3 sizes out of it if you're maybe instead of 2.5 to 3, a 1/2 inch increment. Whatever. I mean, they're beautiful little trays. They have a really soothing, like maybe you could make some wind chimes out of these starfishes looking things and maybe make something unique that might be really fun in your shop or your store or your gallery, your Etsy store, whatnot. So I'm selling these as sets. Yeah, this is my infomercial, but I'm also showing you what I'm going to do, because we're going to show that here in a second. So my little infomercial is pushing my set of 6 of each of the 3 sizes. So today I scored some china. This is china, people. And so instead of me just being an infomercial, I'm going to give you infomercial. Well, not infomercial. So I got this at Kitchen... what's it called? Kitchen and Company, and they're going out of business. So this is $4 normally. It's china. And that's what you're looking for, is just some nice china. And here's the trays. They were $1.99, but 40% off, and I missed it getting more than that. But it's enough because I got some other trays that I've got. If I get my big kiln fired up, as far as getting the electricity set up, I could do a lot of these. So I got enough to do a lot. These little guys, you could buy them at pretty much anywhere. China is sold. I've even been told Walmart has it in their a certain department. Let's just say you'd have to ask for it, or bring in a piece that you might have. But it's not like these are hard to find. This is a great find today, finding this size. I haven't had that size. I have one larger than that. I like the squares out of all of them. The rounds are going to be tougher for you guys to cut the blanks for them and get them ground just perfectly, whereas a square is another deal. It's a lot easier for you as the person getting into this with your own gallery or studio to cut a nice square uniformly. But I'm already doing that for you. Remember? Ta-da. So anyway, what we're going to do tomorrow is going to show you how I sandblast these so that we can go from here off the shelf into over there using them. So tomorrow we're going to go over to hisglassworks.com, and I'm going to use the sandblasting unit, and we're going to take some time and show you what happens here, what you need to do. So if this is something that intrigues you and you got some china sitting around, or you might want to jump into this, because I'm telling you, these little pretty plates, it might be a real unique circumstance of putting these in some sort of a sun catcher. By the way, when you put the yellow on top of cyan, two of the most boring colors that you would think would be boring is yellow and cyan. Cyan turns this bright copper, but that's also cyan. Remember, dichroic has two properties. It reflects or transmits. Look at that, right in front of your eyes. All I got to do is turn the angle. That's copper to cyan. There are some different densities of cyan where it's a little bit deeper and the copper could be richer. This is optical dichroic. This is not compatible with 90 and 96 that folks are used to. So all bets are off if you're thinking your expertise in 90 is going to make a difference here. The only difference it's going to make is you know how to run a kiln. After that, nothing is the same. So I'm the maverick in the industry. I'm the only one that makes a cabochon in 42 minutes. So what I'm saying is, if you've got a big kiln and you know how to override it, cool. Because my friend could override his giant kiln and get it down to 3 hours and 12 minutes or something, and we fused up a bunch of them. Not these, but we fused a bunch of them. All these I did in there. I can make 4 at a time, and so it takes me at 42 minutes. I'm checking the turkey, see if it's done. If not, 2 or 3 minutes. 3 minutes is pretty much the most, because once you get doing one load in here and you're waiting for a cool down, do it again, there's heat stored in here. So that's why I set my benchmark at 42 minutes, because I'm pretty safe at 42. But I might only have to do 1 extra minute, or I might open up the lid and wow, that was right exact. So I don't use the timer. I don't use, my temperature will be around 1600. Now that might seem like excessive. Your big kiln might only be 14 1/4, and that's the thing. This is called fire polish. And the result of fire polishing is this beautiful crinkle. Now watch. Let's see if we can get that focused. Look at that color. Dang. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? So this crinkling is quite appealing. You could see through it. Some of them are more pattern. Oh, this one's pretty cool. They're beautiful. They're stunning to see it in person. But throwing a little one inside of a big one is really cool. They don't fit 100%, but they fit tight enough to where it's imaginable. And it's beautiful. I mean, these things are unique. I don't know what to do with them. I'm so excited making them. So Only 45 minutes to make them, and if you waited half an hour in between firings, giving this enough time to cool down, once this hits about 500 degrees, I will actually take my little units and I'll put them on a fire blanket and protect them under my fire blanket if you want to produce these things all day long. So don't be fretting and regretting that you don't have the big kiln. Make use out of this small kiln, because I'll tell you what, a lot of the big dogs have kilns like this for their research and development, for their R&D. Quick fire kilns, those are awesome if you've got that small manual kiln. You can't beat it, because in 1 hour you're already producing product. These 4 could be done every hour and 15, well, every hour I could have a set of 4 of these. How much time we in between the process and the cooling and how you deal with that, that's another deal. But technically you could make a kiln load every hour. That's a lot of production for these little guys, getting some output out of your kiln. I've been told a lot of people say they're comfortable with 10, 12 bucks for these little guys. Cool. Means there's money, because if I'm selling this at 50 cents an inch, that's $2 to make these. So you got to decide, hey, I want to jump in. This is all you need. You need some kiln wash. After you get this sandblasted, these fresh ones, over to this stage where I've got kiln wash on it, you're ready to go. As long as you got a kiln, some kiln wash, you got a couple molds, and you got your Dichro, nothing else needed. No wrenches, no hammers, no wood, nothing. This is it, right here. That's all you need, provided that I send you the blanks. Now, you're going to have to grind them, unless we make some arrangement. That's not part of what I want to do. But you're going to have to grind these, but you could use a wet sandpaper, and maybe we'll throw that in the video too. Because from now on out, even though, yes, I want to sell supplies, I'm going to give you information and intel that enough to where it decides or makes a difference to you whether this is something you might want to explore. It's a great craft project for kids, beginners, showing appreciation of fire polishing, and also some glass that you wouldn't use on a normal basis. So thank you for watching my videos, and as always, thank you for the comments and the likes. And hey, let me know what I could be doing better or what have you. I have a writer now, W-R-I-T-E-R, on my new website, dichroicglassman.com. And we purpose to do some educational videos. Yes, I've got to charge. I have medical bills. After 5 bypass surgery, it ain't easy anymore, financially or physically, at all. So there's tremendous challenges. And if you're into supporting an artist, thank you for supporting me. And you could buy through my Etsy or my Big Cartel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, purpose to give information back, even though, yes, this is an infomercial for a sell. I want you to be educated to know, you know, I learned enough, XYZ minutes, the kiln, I could do this on my own. Yes, you can. You don't need me. And if you have your own source of dichroic, go for it. They make beautiful little trays, and you're not going to beat this price, though, for dichroic. Happy to have you along. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.